Darrell Royal took over as head coach at Texas in 1956 at the age of 32. In 23 years in the top spot, he never had a losing season. Hi, everybody. I'm Robert Maxwell. Coach Royal fought a tough battle against Alzheimer's disease, and it was only in recent months that Royal began to lose his sharp intellect and people skills that made him a Texas icon. Roger Wallace is here now with an in-depth look at Coach Royal's legendary life and winning career. Roger.
Robert, Darrell Royal last coached a football game 36 years ago. But he was always the coach. He rescued Texas in the mid-50s from football mediocrity and went on to become one of the giants of the game. While football made Royal a household name, it didn't define him. He had as big of an impact on so many lives after leaving the game. Royal died early this morning after a bout with Alzheimer's. Darrell Royal arrived at the University of Texas from the University of Washington in 1956, but his roots were from all places, Oklahoma. He was born in Hollis, Oklahoma, and went on to play for the Sooners. His coaching career took him to North Carolina State, Tulsa, and Mississippi State. That's where he held his first head coaching job in 1955. From there, he coached one season at the University of Washington before getting the call to interview at Texas following a 1-9 Longhorn season. Royal was an immediate success, leading the Longhorns to a 6-3-1 mark in '57 and a number 11 ranking. 6 years later, in 1963, Royal led Texas to an 11-0 record and their first ever national championship. But in 1967, Texas went 6-4, and they averaged less than 19 points per game. That's where the innovator in Royal came out, as he instructed offensive coordinator Emory Bellard to come up with a three-back option-running offense, and from there, the famed wishbone was born. 2 years later, Texas was in the hunt for a second national title, but they had to get past number 2 and arch rival Arkansas in what became known as the game of the century.
And Whistle catches the ball.
The Longhorns erased a 14-0 deficit to the Razorbacks and won 15-14 in Fayetteville. President Richard Nixon was on hand for the game and afterwards declared Texas the national champions, even though the Longhorns still had to play in the Cotton Bowl.
And that proves you deserve to be number one, and that's what you are.
This is a big moment in all of our lives, and I'm speaking for the coaching staff and all the players.
Texas removed any doubt about that national championship with a 21-17 Cotton Bowl win over Notre Dame. Texas made it back-to-back national championships in 1970, and it capped a 3-year stretch where the Longhorns won 30 straight games to go with their 2 national championships. Texas made a couple of more runs at a title under Royal, finishing in the top 5 in 1972 and 1975. Royal's final game on December 4th in 1976, fittingly, a win over Arkansas. In all, he coached 20 years at Texas, winning 167 games. He led Texas to 11 Southwest Conference titles and 16 bowl games. The win total could have been much bigger, but Royal retired from coaching at the age of 52. He had also been serving in a dual role as UT's athletic director since 1962, and he held on to those duties until January of 1980. Royal was known for his quick wit and his breakneck pace on the golf course, but more importantly, a lot of time spent on the golf course was an effort to raise money for numerous charities around Central Texas alongside his wife, Edith. In 1996, UT decided to add Royal's name to Memorial Stadium. But first, they wanted to get the coach's blessing.
I know I was called in to the president's office, and I wondered, what have I done now? And he says, the Regents have approved naming the stadium Darrell Royal Stadium, Memorial Stadium, and I just sat in silence, and I was dumbfounded. And finally, the president said, well, we've got to have your approval. I said, that's what you're asking me, approval to put my name on the stadium? The answer is a big yes.
Royal had been battling Alzheimer's disease for years, and in typical Royal fashion, he and his family tried to turn that into a positive. And earlier this year, the Darrell K. Royal Research Fund was established to raise money to try to find a cure for the disease that takes such a toll on not only those afflicted, but loved ones trying to care for them.
Feel like that I'm home. when I visited Austin, Texas.
He gave 100% of himself on the field. He gave 100% of himself to the University of Texas. He gave himself to all us as players. And it's just the way he does things. He's a special person. There's not any more Darrell Royals around. I played for Coach Royal, and I love him.
College football and Texas legend Darrell Royal was 88 years old.
Still waiting for service information, and a short while ago, University President Bill Powers says he's yet to decide whether the UT Tower will be dark tonight in Coach Royal's memory. Reminder, we have a complete photo gallery of Coach Royal, his life and career. KXAN.com. Mac Brown did release a statement saying he lost a wonderful friend, a mentor, a confidant, and his hero. Much more on the passing of Darrell Royal throughout the day. Robert?